Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a really cool English idiom that comes straight out of the Wild West, quick on the draw. Now, you've probably heard it before, but do you know where it actually comes from? Or how to use it just right in a conversation? Well, let's jump in and find out. See that one word on the screen? Draw. Believe it or not, that's the key to understanding this entire idiom. It immediately makes you think of those old cowboy movies, right? High-stakes standoffs, lightning-fast reflexes, and that's exactly where our story begins. So to really get this phrase, we've got to go back. Way back. Let's take a trip back in time to a world of dust, danger, and legendary duels. Yep, we're heading to the American Wild West. I want you to picture it, the American West. In that world, being fast wasn't just a cool skill to have. It was often the difference between life and death. Your reputation, your survival, it all depended on how quick you were. And the ultimate test of speed? It was the duel. You know, how fast could you pull your pistol from its holster and fire? That single action, the draw, was absolutely everything. If you were slow, you lost. Simple as that. So, in the very beginning, the phrase was completely literal. Being quick on the draw meant you were just incredibly fast at pulling out a pistol. But as the Wild West started to fade into history, the phrase itself, well, it started to change too. So how in the world did we get from gunslingers to everyday conversation? Well, the meaning made this really fascinating jump from a physical action to a mental one. The battlefield, you could say, changed from a dusty street to the modern world of ideas. And this comparison right here just illustrates that shift perfectly. Speed is still the main idea, but it's not about pulling a weapon anymore. Today, it's about pulling together a thought or an answer or a solution with that same kind of lightning speed. Okay, let's fast forward to today. What does it actually mean when we call someone quick on the draw? Let's break down its modern meaning and, more importantly, how you can start using it. So, in today's world, being quick on the draw is all about mental agility. It means you're super fast to think, to react, and to respond to a situation, whether that's in a friendly chat, a big debate, or when you're just trying to solve a problem. So, what kind of person are we talking about? Well, it's someone who's not just fast. They're also really responsive and sharp. They're decisive, especially under pressure. They're that person who always has a witty comeback, a smart answer, or a quick solution when things get tricky. Okay, that's the theory. But how does this actually sound out in the real world? Let's look at a couple of examples so you can really see it in action. Here's a perfect one from a business setting. This person doesn't sit around and hesitate. They process information really fast and they make a call. They're seen as decisive and super efficient. Now, what's so fascinating is that this idiom is so vivid, it actually gets borrowed into other languages. So for our Indonesian-speaking viewers, you might actually hear the English phrase used in a sentence, exactly like this one. Dia selalu cepat mengambil keputusan dalam rapat, benar-benar quick on the draw. That just shows you how powerful that original image is. This example is all about mental sparring. The journalist is thinking on their feet, right? They listen to an answer and immediately come back with a sharp, insightful follow-up question. That right there is being quick on the draw. And let's hear that again in an Indonesian context. Wartawan itu quick on the draw saat menanyakan pertanyaan sulit kepada politisi. You can see the meaning of that rapid, sharp thinking just translates perfectly, even when it's mixed into another language. All right, so we've covered the history, the evolution, and how we use it today. So, what's the one thing you absolutely have to remember from all this? Here it is, the key takeaway. When you hear this idiom today, just forget about the pistols. The duel is now a duel of wits. It is all about mental speed. So, think about it for a second. Was it a colleague in a meeting? A friend during a debate? Or, hey, maybe it was even you when you came up with that perfect solution at the very last second. Who comes to mind? From the Wild Wests all the way to the modern workplace, quick on the draw is just a fantastic idiom about the power of a quick mind. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.